Hi guys, welcome back to Upload TV. Hopefully you've stuck with us all day. It's King Cobra Day. Myself, the average golfer. Joey the tweet is behind the camera, and as I say, we've been looking at the whole range of the new King Cobra. We've ended up top of the tree now with the big dogs. It's time for the driver. Two in particular, we've got the F6 and we've got the F6 Plus. So let's go and get fitted, get the right shaft, hit some balls, get some numbers, and see how this new driver from King Cobra performs with the average golfer. Okay, we're all set up and ready to go. Shaft fitted, 10.5 degrees worth of loft is what we've chose. Don't forget that's one of the adjustable options on this F6. The other is this ability to transfer the weight from front to back. The orange weight being the heavier of the two. Stick that at the back if you want to increase launch angle and lower the CG overall, and vice versa, black weight at the back if you want to lower your spin rate. So I would think really it's about, again, swing type and perhaps handicap even, but certainly the low spin option would perhaps be more suited to the better player, the better golfer. Right. In terms of appearance, if you're that way inclined, the Cobra comes, and they've done this for quite a few years actually, there's a number of colour options in terms of the head. We've got this sort of classic black finish, but it's available in a blue and a white, I think. Very nice from the top line, from the crown. Doesn't look too different from the last few clubs that Cobra have brought out, if you're familiar with those. So yeah, very nicely finished, high gloss finish. It's underneath, like I said, where the difference is in terms of the science and the technology. And those are the two options in terms of the movability or changeability in terms of the setup, along with that and the loft rather. Right, Joe, are we on?
Yeah,
so as ever, let's see what it does in the hands of the average golfer. We've been right through this Cobra range today, very impressed so far. Well, I don't know where that's gone. I've lost that one, Joe. You're going to have to tell me where that one went.
Slightly left.
Slightly left? Left of fairway? 252. So that's, yeah, slightly decent number. Slightly off centre in terms of finding the centre of the club face. Felt nice, fired out. As far as where it went, like I said, it was one of them ones where I didn't have an absolute clue where that one went. Thank God for SkyTrack, eh? We could do that out on the course when you're blinded by the sun. Give you at least a route to find the ball. Right, let's try another. That certainly again felt nice. I don't know whether the sun's picked up or is in my eye line, because I'm struggling to pick those up. Or is it just that I'm hitting them that far, Joe?
Just
blowing them out of the park. Well, maybe not. 228, so not as good. It felt good again, to be fair. So I'm surprised in terms. Like I said, I can't pick these up at the moment in terms of where they're going. Where was it? Left?
Yeah, left. It was
quite left, or
47 yards.
That's not too bad, Joe. That's only 3 greens.
Yeah.
It's only on the opposite fairway, isn't it? I've missed the rough and gone to the opposite fairway. What's wrong with that? Chipping a putt. Right. Come on, and let's hit a good one. That's a good one. That felt nice. That's definitely gone down the middle, and it was definitely out of the middle. So, what did it do in terms of numbers? Did we get the performance out of it? 228. Let's have a look at things like spin. So spin 2.2, so that was good. Club head speed 92. So again, my Callaway XR average club head speed I get is about 94 average. So falling below, maybe needs a little bit more tweaking in terms of custom fit option and getting this shaft right, because in terms of feel from the club head, feels as though it's firing out there, feels very powerful, just not quite getting there in terms of the overall numbers and stats. And I think we could probably get a little bit more out of this in terms of just getting that fit right. Let's try again. You hear that bang out of the club face. That's certainly fired out. Again, middle of the club, Let's see what it does. Just slightly right of centre that one, wasn't it, Joe, in terms of line? What do we get? So a bit more out of it.
Yeah.
What was spin?
3,000.
A bit high on the spin rate. Like I said, I think there's a bit of tweaking round needs to be done in terms of the shaft. As we always say, we're at Clark's Golf Centre, just outside of St Helens, and real specialist job here in terms of getting kitted out appropriately and getting that shaft right. It makes such a difference to your overall performance of the club, and we've not quite got that right at the moment, but it's still performing reasonably well, to be fair. Let's try one more. Now I've cut across that one, Joe, but again, out the middle but across it. And I would think again that we're still getting probably half decent numbers out of that, because again there's a real sort of penetrating flight out of it. So again, topping up to the 2 foot, yeah. So just moving away slightly from probably the first ball, which or was it the second ball, which distance wise didn't do as well as expected. It's now started to get up to that 240 mark, and again I think with a bit of messing around here with the shaft we'd get more out of this, but it's certainly a nice feeling club. Let's try one more. Oh, and I certainly got through that, Joe. Give me some good feedback with the numbers, will you? The best strike that I've hit, out the middle. So in terms of my shot,
174.
that's something wrong there.
Yeah.
That's not right, is it?
No, it can't be right.
That is so strange. I'm going to get me tea. I'm off camera a minute. Well, I'm back. Right, Joe, I don't know what happened there, because that is not right. I'm sorry.
No.
That ball absolutely flew out and was by far the longest carry that we had. So we're going to have to reproduce that again, I think, to try and get the stats right. Now I've come across that one. So by comparison, let's see how that does, because that was nowhere near as good a strike as the previous one. And if it outdoes it in terms of distance, I'll be amazed.
Yeah.
Well, it has, but again, not a great strike. We're going to go for one more because we're not getting anything out of this that we should do. Let's see if we can do it a bit of justice. I don't know if you can see the flight on that, Joe, but that is bang centre. It's carrying a long way. That should be a decent ball again. Well, this time it was right, and I think, to be fair, on the, I don't know what it was now, the shot that I was disappointed with, that was very similar in terms of where it landed to that one, and we got 249. So I don't know what on earth happened with that previous reading, but that was exactly the same flight. It was by far the better hit out the lot. So it shows decent swing, got a couple in there, although the stats say I didn't. They say I got one, but that last shot out the screws felt good. Again, big splash of water on, so maybe that's where a bit of discrepancy will have come in terms of the reading. But I have to say, really impressed with that King Cobra F6 driver. As ever, get it fitted properly, get the right shaft in, and give it a go yourself. Now then, I've said a few times so far this morning with the other reviews that we've done, this range is already on the shelves, so if you've tried them yourselves, then stick some comments down below. Help your fellow golfers and give your own feedback, and pass on that knowledge so they can have some more information when they go and try some clubs out for themselves. Hope you enjoyed this one. We're moving on next now to the F6 Plus, so stick around and watch that one next up.